I've been pretty fortunate in my life to never really have gotten into a bad accident or anything like that. To my knowledge, the only time I can remember actually waking up at a hospital was for a procedure that I myself requested. I had a deviated septum, so I want to go get what's called a septoplasty to fix the bone in my nose so it'd be easier for me to breathe. Although it wasn't an injury, the healing process horrendous. Let me tell you, it is not fun having blood constantly dripping out of your nose until your body decides to heal, and the constant headache that comes with having that pressure in your nose is horrible, and I would never wish it on my enemies. And I say all of this to say, if anything, I've been really inconsistent with the channel, but at the time I was kind of uploading videos sporadically, and the only reason you guys never saw any of that content posted is because I personally felt like it was like breaking like a boundary between me and you guys, so just never did it. The first thing that was in my head was just healing, because it was just a constant pain that I was in, and the last thing I wanted to do was to be on camera. But not all people are like that. Certain people, like our good boy No Arm Watley, see things completely different. Now, let me walk you through what happens, okay? According to good old Watley, he was just hanging out, doing as you do. You got a little chilly, you know, maybe it's a little cold. It's like raining outside. It's like, oh, it's not cold enough that I want to turn on the heater. Maybe I should close the window, because he had the window open, right? I don't know what kind of window this man was working with. Listen to what this news article says. He was trying to close a window on the 3rd-story building, only for the window to break out of its frame. How does that happen? What were you doing? Because I'm trying to think of the logistics, right? Because how many types of windows do you know? There's the type that you slide like this, which again, you're not leaning on. There's the type that you go down on, but again, you're doing pressure down, not forward. There's the ones that you lift up, you know, and down. I guess there's the ones that like open out, so maybe he was leaning to close it in, but at the same time, that doesn't make sense, because you shouldn't be leaning on it. It says that it was because of a faulty frame, but I think he just put too much weight on it and just fell. So boy, he comes down, he's falling, thump. Stories like this, you hear them and you instantly assume the person died. You're just waiting to see the name on the obituary because it's 3 fucking floors and you're falling forward, assumedly. That's what this person says. All we can do is go based off of what he's saying. He fell out of the building, cracked his skull open, and required several emergency surgeries to survive. He was in a coma for 2 weeks, and then he was in the hospital for another 7 days before he was released. Like I was saying earlier, normal person would want to go home, probably would just chill in bed, because what else can you do? Not Watley though. He had a completely different idea. See, our good friend Watley, he decided it was a perfect time to record himself, and he ended up posting this on Twitter, and the tweet reads, going into detail about why I was in a coma, plus making tier lists for my injuries. TLDR, I fell 3 stories out of a faulty window that broke while I was closing it. I broke my head open, as well as many more injuries I will list and tier in the video. In a second, you are gonna understand why this is so completely insane. But first, let's talk about said tier list, right? This is a lunatic's work. A madman put this together. On B tier, we have fractured pelvis. By the way, he's ranking these, I'm assuming based off of pain, but B tier, fractured pelvis, fractured spine, broken foot, permanent loss of taste, in parentheses, maybe. This is B tier. Keep that in mind. Then there's a submuscular hemorrhaging in his left eye and viscous hemorrhaging in his right eye. Basically, both of his eyes full of blood, completely full of blood. You look at those bad boys, you see fucking red. A vampire can smell his eyes from 2 miles away, just the eyes themselves, with how much blood there's in them bad boys. Now, S tier, acute subdural hematoma. And if you don't know what this is, basically there's blood in between the outer layer of what covers your brain and your brain itself. So there's just like blood hanging out there. If you don't know, it's not supposed to be there at all. It's a big bad. It's big bad. Big no. 2 bleeds on brain. So his actual brain is leaking blood. Again, not good. 2 contusions. He has 2 contusions on his brain, 2 bruises on his head. Bruh's brain is dented as a motherfucker right now. But let's not forget, probably the most hurtful to our boy. I'm bald now. S tier. Fucking lunatic. The absolute madman. Don't do this. Okay, don't farm your injuries. Okay, that being said, this is an insane tier list. How is bald over not being able to see? Also, what inspires a man incapable of sight to make a video ranking what he hurt and how much pain these things cause him? And of course it was a League of Legends player. Who else would have the audacity to post something like this? The people who sink mindless amounts of hours into a game that they hate only because they hate themselves even more. Some of the most unhappy people in all of the world. And I'm sure, as you can guess, not only this wasn't it. This wasn't all he posted. There was one other thing that he posted, and if this isn't the most League of Legends player coded thing in the world, I don't know what it is. This man followed up his tier list with a tweet that says, "I cannot fucking wait to play League of Legends." I'm sure that right now he's in a very delicate condition. I mean, the man can't fucking see and his brain's bleeding. It's so fucking unreal to me that he wants to go back to playing the thing that realistically, because this guy's a streamer. I promise you, if I go into his stream, this man's probably constantly complaining about the fact that he hates League. He's probably like, yo, this game fucking sucks, this game is ass, the developer's this, my bot lane, oh my god, this, that, and the third. Am I surprised? No, of course not surprising that the League of player, this fucking lunatic, the man who puts himself through the worst kind of psychological torture day after day, the first thing that he thinks about after waking from a 2-week coma where he died is, I want to play League. That is the least surprising thing I have ever heard today. But seriously, guys, what do you guys expect from a guy that says, although these injuries are far worse medically, this is very bad socially for me. My hairline's not looking great. So in S tier, baldness is also ranking there. Pretty rough. I don't enjoy being bald. Bro can't even see, and he's worried about being bald and about playing League of Legends. This man, we need to take him into a hospital and study him. See what makes his brain tick. This is a hero. This is an American hero, goddammit. Wheatley, I mean this. I really do. I hope you're doing well. I'm really sad that you're going through this. I'm also very sad that this injury didn't fix your brain disease caused by League of Legends. I'll be keeping you in my hopes and prayers, and I hope you get through this alive. I believe in you, brother. You got this. You've already made it this far. Don't give up. I'm sure you're not planning on it. If you ever watch this video, hello. I hope you're doing well. Guys, what do you guys think of the situation? Are you surprised? Are you amazed? Do you also have an injury tier list that you made that you want to share with me? Post that all down in the comments and let me know. This is all for me today. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. This has been Subtly Artistic. Peace out.